Molame, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 traveling essentials that you need for any travel you want to engage in. I'm going to be very brief because we have a lot of things to go through. The first one is means of identification. Now, it's very important that you have your means of identification when you are traveling. Things like your driver's license, things like your international passport, things like your for us in Nigeria voters card. Let there be a means of identification because it's very important so that in case you are looking for in case you find yourself in a place where you're not supposed to be, you can easily identify yourself based on what you do, you understand, or where you come from. It's very, very important. A means of identification is very important when you're going on your travels. The second one on the list is your wallet. Now, it's good for you to have a wallet. I know some persons have this habit of misplacing their wallets. That's why sometimes they don't even get their wallet, but it's good for you to have a wallet. Wallet is what really keeps all of your documents that are portable in one place. You can put your means of identification inside your wallet. You can keep some change inside your wallet. It helps you to have a coordinated, access to certain portable documents at a given point in time. So it's good for you to have a wallet when you're traveling. The next one on the list is mobile phone. Now that was one smartphone, iPhone, depending on the kind of phone that you have. It is good for you to have a means of identification because it goes a long way in making sure that you are in a good space where in case anything happens, you can always reach out to those persons that you need to reach out to. So please try as much as possible to have a good a mobile phone. By mobile phone, I mean smartphone. I mean your iPhone, whichever one you have. There are different makers that have different mobile phones. So choose the one you can afford and go with it. The next on the list is packing cubes. Now this packing cubes like a 2026 update. So there are different packing cubes. They are one of eight. There's some of seven. Depending on what it is. It gives you like four major packs and three substitutes, three supports. Where you can have your shoe, you can have your cosmetics, you have your clothes. Just packing cube. It helps you to coordinate your bag. So if you're going on a trip now, once you have put all your packing cubes, put all the things you need to put in those packing cubes automatically, it helps you to be able to arrange your load properly. Just pack out the packing cubes and put them inside your box and you're good to go. So I would advise you get packing cubes. It helps you to coordinate. It gives more structure to your box by means of carrying them. Then we have wet wipes. So we have two wipes. We have the ones for normal wet wipes. Then we have the other one for cleaning your shoes. Sometimes you might find that yourself in some kind of places where you want to keep your shoes in good order. You could have wet wipes for your shoes and also for your normal clean up when you need to. So I would advise you have wet wipes. Sometimes you find out that maybe you find out most of the time that wet wipe basically, especially the one for the shoes, is when you find yourself in some kind of areas where your shoes gets messed up. Just bring out the wipes and clean your shoes, and it makes your travel less stressful because you have means of keeping things in order. Then the next one is portable fan. Sometimes you can have different fans. There's one that have neck fan. You might have the one in your body because you don't know the way you're going to. It's possible that they don't have means of electricity where you're going to, at least, so you don't get stranded. You can actually have a portable fan where you can use to keep warm. If they go to a very hot place, you can, or tropical place, you can go there and get the sun. The portable fan will help you as you go about your activities. If the place that you're going to doesn't really have a good means of ventilation, you can always use that as a means of ventilation. Then the next one you have is a clipper, basically, or trimmer. Use it to trim your hair, trim on your body. Those places that you don't, sensitive places where you don't want to have hair grown unnecessarily, you can trim it there. It also helps in doing that. Then the next one have a travel guide. So sometimes you're traveling to a particular location, you do not have any idea of what they do there. It is good for you to have a travel guide. This travel guide helps you to know pinpoint the exact location you're going, and it guides you in making sure you're making a right decision when it comes to going to said look. Let's say for instance you're traveling to you want to go to Zuma Rock now in Abuja. Let me give an example in Nigeria. You need a travel guide so it can direct you on where to go. Zuma Rock is directly after a checkpoint that's going to Suleja. Zuma Rock is actually in Suleja in Niger State. Once you cross the checkpoint from I think it's from this from if when you pass the checkpoint, this is Zubao. So you pass the checkpoint. From there you enter what do you call it now? You enter Suleja. Immediately once you cross the checkpoint entering Suleja. Zuma Rock is in Suleja and Abuja. You understand? So for those persons that don't know, you need the travel guide to help you guide you on where exactly these certain locations are, depending on where you're traveling to. I just use that as a case study. Then the next one we have is spare batteries. Sometimes you find yourself in places where the batteries you had for certain things you have are not there. So have a pack of spare batteries in case you might need, or somebody around you might need. Having a spare battery handy doesn't cost you anything. You understand? When you have spare batteries at hand, it makes it easier for you to be able to coordinate your, your affairs in case you need batteries, especially for that your rechargeable fan or your portable fan that you came along with. And last but not the least is a portable Bluetooth speaker. Sometimes you might get to a place, and for those persons that love music, you might get to a place and maybe the place in question is very quiet and you want something lively. Just carry a portable Bluetooth speaker. It will help you to be able to, listen to the kind of music you want to listen to, and makes your life more interesting for you. You get you being able to control your space and control the environment you have, and makes your life more interesting. There is another extra tip that I'm going to be adding now. Have a good air freshener with you when you are going. When you're going to a place, sometimes places that you are going to. That's a bonus tip. This one I'm calling that as a bonus tip. Have air freshener. You have it in your bag. Why? Because once you get to these certain locations, you can freshen up, change the what do you call it now? You can change the smell of an environment by you having fragrance that you came with, like air freshener, that would, like, even the person in question that invited you, or if the place you are going to, by you already come with such an air freshener, it helps to lighten up the vibe of the place, and also encourage the person, is to learn. But when you travel, as much as you learn from people, people also learn from you. It could be the place you are going to, you carry an air freshener there, you like nice up the place that you are going to, and you send the place sense well. Once you have led, the person say, look out for the air freshener that you bought and end up getting it for the whole house, depending on where depending on the nature of the person. If the person is someone that likes to learn good things and you went to a place of someone that likes to learn good things, once you leave, those things that you left behind, they will look around them and then look at those things they can learn from. So that's just basically it. If you like this video and you found it informative, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.